This is a Bill Press Show podcast.
Continuing our series of Meet the Candidates today, we jump all the way out to the West Coast, to my home state, where I was Democratic State Chair, California's 48th Congressional District in Orange County. Democratic candidate Beth Krom. Hey, Beth, I want to ask you the question I ask every candidate first. Why are you running for Congress?
Well, I've had the privilege of serving for 10 years in local office here in the city of Irvine, 2 terms as mayor, and then the balance of the time as a city council member. And following my terms as mayor, it really was hard to ignore the lack of responsiveness of the gentleman who currently holds the seat in Congress. And I felt that as much as we were able to accomplish, it's very difficult when the people at the federal level and the state level don't understand how the decisions they make affect us in a local level and affect people on the ground. So I decided that this was a district deserving of better representation, and that's why I decided to run.
Have you run for Congress before?
Never.
Well, you know, as former Democratic chair of California, I know Orange County well, and I know Laguna Beach well. I mean, but this is a tough territory, isn't it? I mean, Laguna Beach, I always consider kind of a little island of blue in a sea of red in Orange County. Is this a winnable race?
Well, it's definitely a winnable race. You know, I was mayor of the city of Irvine, which is the largest city in the district. We do have 4 coastal cities. We actually have probably one of the most contiguous congressional districts left in America. But when you look at this district from a partisan registration standpoint, in 2000, it was 57% Republican, 15% Democrat. Today it's 44% Republican, 30% Democrat, 22% declined to state, and Barack Obama won the district. So this is definitely a winnable district, and I would say that as a local elected official, I'm probably one of the most visible elected officials here in Orange County.
And when you talk to people there, either in your role as mayor or now in your role as a candidate, on the West Coast, and particularly there in that part of Orange County, what are on people's minds? What are the key issues that they're concerned about that they think a member of Congress can do something about?
Well, I think jobs, I think that's a universal concern for people around the country right now. This is a jobs-rich area. We are here in Irvine, sort of the business hub of the district. The good news is we probably retain more jobs than most areas, but when you have the most jobs, you lose by percentage also the most jobs. And this is also, we were the center of the subprime lending industry. We have a lot of industries here that are challenged. So I think people want, obviously, economic success in the country, but this is also a part of the country that people have chosen to live in because of the educational resources. We have the University of California at Irvine. Here in the district, 7 public school districts. We have 4 coastal cities. Obviously, the preservation of our natural resources is very important to the economic base of this region. So I think, public safety, education, quality of life issues, but people are very uncertain here about the future.
We're talking to Beth Krom. She's the Democratic candidate, or will be the Democratic candidate, in the 48th Congressional District in Orange County, California, including Irvine and Laguna Beach and other coastal communities there. The big issue right now in Washington, of course, Beth, that you would have to make a decision on right now is health care reform legislation, 3,000 miles away. But from what you've seen of the bill, Democrats in the House today, even liberals that may not be entirely happy with it are being asked to vote yes. How would you vote?
Well, I would vote yes. I would say that I have been frustrated that this entire discussion about health care, which is the one issue in America that touches every person's life, has not been a conversation that has engaged the American people in the ways in which I think the American people should have been engaged from the very beginning in this discussion. The truth is that people need to have health security. We talk about homeland security. We talk about other types of security. People need to have health security in America. We're the only developed nation in which everyone does not have access to basic health care, and there's something fundamentally wrong with that. As somebody who has a chronically ill member of my family, I can tell you that unless you are an effective advocate, you will find when you need the resources the most that the system is not set up.
Oh, you got that right.
To be there for you. And I tell people that sometimes those giant hands that you think are going to be there to support you in your moment of greatest need become the giant hands that are ready to push you over the edge when you're standing on the brink. I don't think that Americans, as so often is suggested in the press, don't want health care reform. I think that there probably is a considerable amount of cynicism about the ability of government to get this done, and I think the important thing about proceeding forward with this initiative is that sadly, because of all of the discourse and misinformation around health care reform, only once it is concluded will the American people actually understand what Congress has done. The conversation has been co-opted by a number of interests, unfortunately, and so I do hope that we move this ball forward, although I personally would have liked to see us include the kind of public option that ensured everybody would have access.
Again, we're talking to Beth Krom. She's will be the Democratic candidate in California's 48th congressional districts. And the website, Beth, that we want people to get to know you, but also to give you whatever help they can and find out more about you, if they just go to the website, www.bethkrom, BETH, and then KROM.com. Beth Krom, good luck. Look forward to welcoming you to Washington, D.C. as the next member of Congress.
Thank you so much, Bill.